we've got the Doppler zoomed in on Norfolk. Let's take you up there right now in northwest Connecticut. You can see that it is proving to be a little problematic, as we just heard. Little snow, still a little bit of snow mixing in with sleet. You can see the blue is that snow, the purple is that sleet, and then the green is plain old rain, and that green is making its way into the state at a pretty good clip, Lauren. It's just coming down.
Yep, it's really getting heavy out there, Scott. And let's actually zoom out throughout the entire state, too, so you could see some of that very heavy rainfall in some areas right now, like Waterbury and Hamden. Zooming in over here, Bethany, Wallingford, Naugatuck, Cheshire. You're getting slammed right now with some very heavy rainfall. So it's also going to be really slushy, Scott, because I know before it was snowing. Now we've got that rain added to it. So this is going to be a dicey, kind of messy situation out there. So yeah, Scott, you can see throughout the entire state, we're looking at that rainfall. We're looking at some very heavy rain in the eastern corner of our state as well. In Brooklyn and Putnam and Thompson as well. So we'll be keeping you updated. Let's take a look, though, out there, too, at that winter weather advisory. Scott, why don't you talk about that?
All right, this winter weather advisory is in effect for the entire state with the exception of southeast New London County. Unfortunately, it should start. I'm anticipating within the next couple of hours this is going to start to get a little bit better because the snow is turning off, but the rain is going to keep on keeping on. Winter storm warning still in effect where we've gotten about as much as 4 inches of snow up in Colebrook this morning. So I'm more concerned about the wind than anything else. We've got a wind advisory in effect for all 4 of our southern counties, the immediate shoreline, and all of New London County, a high wind warning. This is where that wind is going to be pushing in the water into the Long Island Sound. Unfortunately, there's going to be storm surge, especially between the times of high tides. Power outages with 50 to 60 mile-an-hour wind gusts plus storm surge. If you live in a normally flood-prone area of the shoreline, you want to make sure you bring your cars into a little bit of higher ground and no flying objects out there. High wind warning, but you know, we've already seen a 62 mile-an-hour wind gust in Bridgeport, which is pretty incredible. Coastal flood warning in effect for all 4 of our southern counties, the immediate shorelines there. The high tide again is between 9 and 11. That's the most troubling time. The water's still going to get pushed in. The rain will have let up, but the water's just going to get pushed in from the southeast, northeast wind directions, and unfortunately, that's going to lead to some poor drainage flooding, basement flooding. There could be some. There could definitely be some houses that get a little bit flooded if you live along the immediate shoreline. So not a good scenario there. All right, in some of our totals, 4 inches in Danbury, North Granby, at 4 inches, East Woodstock 2. So the snowfall total's not super impressive, with the exception of northern Connecticut, 4 inches. That's a pretty good amount. But now, Lauren, it's all slush as this rain continues to move on in.
Yeah, and it's heavy, Scott, and that's really
tough to move.
Yeah, it's really tough to move out there, and I think that's going to make it a major issue as well. As we've been talking about the winds really whipping, so I know that's a major issue as well. So here's a zoomed-in look too. You can see in Naugatuck and Middlebury and Waterbury and Meriden and Wallingford, it's really pouring out there. Let's take a look at a couple of our iCams. You can see this is a look in Hartford right now. It's a balmy 38 degrees, right? So temperatures have warmed up, obviously above freezing, but we've got that easterly wind still of 20 miles per hour. That wind really strong right now, really coming in. We're seeing some big gusts. Whoa, look at this old Saybrook camera. Wow, that was just shaking like crazy. And you can see that flag still split in half right now.
Look at the water racing, pushing into that.
It's nuts. It looks like a scene from a movie or something. I mean, this is, you know, pretty crazy right now with that storm surge.
That's sustained winds too. That's not those aren't gusts. That's
right.
Sustained winds anywhere from 40 to 50 miles. I mean, we saw a sustained wind 47 miles an hour in Bridgeport. This is really tough.
Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. So if you're heading out there, obviously, it's a good idea to stay home this morning if you can. I know it's a holiday,